Let's do a Maneuver 29 agency contract. Sawmill Blues. I guess I look like an errand boy. Obviously, we don't want to quarrel with the local government. In short, they asked for help with the sawmill. Apparently, it was a special saw, so they want to get it up and running. We're tracking. They need 4 brick, 2 concrete blocks, 2 loads of metal beams, 2 loads of packed sand. I got rid of that bed and I'm putting a saddle back on it. Whenever I grab this trailer, they'll put it on there for me. I added the attachment on there with 11 gallons of fuel and a spare tire. And now I'm grabbing a 6-slot trailer. I'm gonna mark it. That might work. This load's gonna be 2 sandbags and 2 metal rolls. I know I don't need 6 slots to do that, but when I go get the rest of it, I'm gonna do it in one load. I can get 2 concrete blocks from that warehouse by the fuel station. And I can also go to the crafting zone across from that warehouse and make 4 loads of brick. That will make a fully loaded 6-slot trailer. The only catch is I'll have to bring some bags of sand down to the crafting zone. It takes 1 bag of cement and 1 bag of sand to make 1 load of brick. I could grab 2 extra bags of packaged sand on this trip, but it really wouldn't make no difference. I still would have to come back for the rest of it. I don't think the 6-slot trailer slows this truck down. It definitely will when it's loaded. I'm taking the shortcut. It's a lot quicker going this way than to stay on that road up there. I overshot my turn. I didn't mark it right. The trailer looks like it was made to do this sort of thing. I'm just gonna grab 2 of these sandbags, even though I have to get 6 of them. I'm raking it around the pipes. There goes the fence. Let's go get some metal rolls. This is the road that goes all the way around to the garage. That's how much backtracking we would have done if we would have came out that way. The metal roads are up there behind the turnabout, or that big asphalt circle. I'm gonna throw it into high gear before I hit that snow. It stalled. Detour down the tracks. I've never tried taking a 6-slot trailer across that cliff side. It might would do okay, but it might slide off and throw the truck off with it. We're cutting through the log station. You just gotta look out for these stumps. Could turn here if I was just going straight to the sawmill. I got a pretty good ways to go to get those metal rolls. We're still rolling in top gear. Gear down that time. This is rough terrain. We're getting plenty of snow. It's having a rough time right here. The metal roads are up here on the left. I don't know where my marker is at. I must have missed it. Here we are. That's what we needed. I didn't swing it wide enough. I should have went around under that stationary crane like I usually do. That should clear. I gotta remember to do that the next time. It kind of threw me off because I came in backwards. I usually come in the other way, and I always do it when I come the other way. I'm gonna fix this map marker. That should work. I've almost forgotten how rough these concrete slabs are, so I'm just going to drive over them and see. It made it bounce. Those things will beat a normal truck up, but not the ZiKZ 605R. It has 61-inch tires. Here's our exit. I slammed it into high gear before it hit the snow. I've used 40 gallons of fuel already. We're coming up on it now. Here we are. That's 2 items off the list. Okay, let's mark it. That should work. Let's get on over to that warehouse. Oh, that was a stump. That one was hiding behind the shrubs. If you get too far out in this, it'll break, but it don't really matter with this truck. This thing can cruise across broken ice fairly well. We're going to take a right and cut through town. I could fuel up here, but I have enough to get to the fuel station. I'll just leave what's in this. I didn't swing it wide enough, and it's already going to be a tight squeeze. I guess it might be quicker to bypass town on the way back. This is a steep hill. This would be a good hill to ride a sled down. We're getting the wheels hot now. Even beating the shocks off. What did we hit? Must have been a dead tree trunk. The automatic winch don't usually grab what you want it to. It would take a little while to stop and manually select something, so I'd rather not. It's quicker not to if you can help it. Now we can roll. Ooh, that's a pole. I didn't mean to do that. I was gonna sideswipe it, but I ended up hitting it head on or something. It looked like just a mirror hit, but I didn't think it was gonna do all of that. This road looks bad, but you can keep it in top gear all the way through with the ZiKZ 605R. Well, with the one I have, you can, because I have the biggest engine upgrade. I don't know if the smallest one can do this. I really have my doubts about it. This thing gets around better than the TUS 420. That F750 made a beast of a rock crawler after you put the biggest upgrade on it, biggest engine. It really will climb. But I did learn the hard way that you don't want to throw the F750 in the mud or the deep snow. It really don't do good with either one. In a lot of cases, it's better just to shut the engine off on it and use the winch to pull yourself through the deep mud or deep snow. It's also too heavy to drive over thin ice without crushing through. But it can pull any trailer that the ZiKZ 605R can pull, besides the ones that need a saddle. You just got to make sure that when you're using it, you have a clear enough road to where you're not going to be able to get stuck, and where you'll have places to where you can winch your way through if you do get stuck. I'm going to grab my fuel before I pick up my load. This road must have really been bad if this is what the improvement looks like. Or whoever laid these logs didn't lay them evenly enough. Right now would be a great time to spread asphalt over it. It looks like they'd have a smoother road right by the fuel station. This road's so bad any normal truck might run out of fuel trying to get there. It must have been impassable before they put these logs in. We're down to 24 gallons in the main tank, and we traveled a long ways. It says I had 23 on the gauge, and it said I had 22 on the fuel station. My gauge is off by a gallon, but we got 81 gallons. But now I know whenever it says I have 2 gallons, I have 1 gallon. They should have came all the way down with those logs. I might have to bring a few loads of short logs down here and fix this myself. I'm surprised this thing is even able to plow through here in fourth gear. I spoke too soon. It did plow through there a long ways in fourth gear. It was enough to make me start talking about it, but it would never do that with a load. That's why I came down here empty and got my fuel. You'd waste a lot more fuel coming out of here with a load than you would empty. Back on the tarmac. We're gonna warm these wheels back up. All of these warehouses are set up the same way, like they use the same blueprint. I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? You gotta remember to go under this stationary crane if you have a long trailer. If not, you're gonna end up getting wedged. We've got 2 concrete blocks and 4 loads of cement. We're just going to take the cement over here next door, and then we'll bring 4 loads of sand down with another truck. I didn't swing it wide enough. I have to drag it through. But anyways, it takes 1 load of sand and 1 load of cement to make 1 load of brick. Here we are. I forgot to hit the e-brake. That's all of the cement. Let's grab a truck and get that sand. Fleetstar F2070A. I'm gonna put a flatbed on it. After we grab a sideboard trailer, we'll be ready to go grab 4 loads of sand. This truck isn't a monster, but it can get the job done. It does decent in 2-wheel drive mode. I'm about to have to put it in all-wheel drive up here. Yep, 2-wheel drive don't do snow. Not deep snow anyway. I'm gonna have to lock in the differentials. This truck might be old, but it still gets the job done. This is one of the first trucks you get on the game, but you don't get all these upgrades for it when you first start. The differentials are cooking. Shortcut to the warehouse. This is deep snow, but it beats driving down that other road. Differential locks made a big difference. Now we can hammer. I'm just gonna circle this lot so I can drive straight out when I get my load. That's what we came for. It's playing that pipe music. That was just like a belly flop. It don't want to move. It might not be as quick as the ZiKZ 605R, but we'll get it there. We just gotta do more winching. This truck does not like the swamp. There isn't a whole lot of swampy area on this trip. Mostly it's asphalt. This would be a whole lot worse if there was nothing to winch to. I'd have to pull it through here with a TUS 420. I think we're out of the roughest spot. That sand is heavy. This old truck's pulling a whole lot of weight. This truck has plenty of horsepower. I just wish it had permanent differential lock. The logs made the differentials hot. Permanently locked differentials don't get hot. That rock bounced the truck off the ground. Here's our exit. That's as far as it's getting in high gear. It surprised me that it was able to get that far. We're back to winching. The trailer's getting sideways. I just gotta ease it forward enough to get that pole in front of me. Let's hope this is the last time we gotta throw out the winch. It's still moving on its own. Come on, old gal, you can do it. I guess we're not done winching yet. Now we can hammer, at least for a little ways. It will be great if we can get through here in high gear. This truck has plenty of power. As long as it gets grip, it's gonna go. This truck was extremely inexpensive to purchase, but upgrades probably cost about 50,000. If you get all the upgrades for this truck, it is amazing compared to the bone stock vanilla version. It's all asphalt from here on in. Here we are. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I was gonna drive around behind it to deliver it, but I don't think I can get on the square back there. That's all we needed. Accidentally hit the time button, so I changed it to 6 o'clock in the morning. That's 4 loads of brick, crafted and loaded. We already got fuel in this thing, so our next stop is the delivery. This truck will seem like a rocket ride after coming out of that other one. It's time to get the wheels hot. It takes some massive power to do this in top gear. Alright, shifted down. I'm surprised it got that far though. It takes a lot of power to do that. 4 is probably the next best truck for pulling these trailers, but it couldn't do that. Back in top gear. The ZiKZ 605R is a beast. It went all the way to the water in top gear. That's a heavy load. Imagine that other truck doing this without a winch. We're back on the good road now. If I would have swung that a little wider, I wouldn't have got that hung in the snow. Also, if I would have swung it wider, I would have more speed when I got to this point, and I wouldn't have stopped. This section reminds me of the Nürburgring racetrack. Some of those concrete slabs are just too hard to hit, even with a ZiKZ 605R. You just gotta steer around the rough spots. If you guys like these videos, you should take a second to hit the like button. Maybe leave a comment and subscribe. That Cuz Warthog's been sitting here for a long time. I was using it for a fuel truck when I did that seismic vibrator contract. It was called Solid Rock. If you run over those logs on the right side, you'll bump your nose, but if you stay on the left side, you can stay in top gear and hammer. This is our exit. It's probably going to gear down when I get to the trees. I still think it's a lot quicker to come this way than to go through town. And cutting through that driveway made it even quicker. We're driving on ice chunks, dead trees, and mud. We just have a short section of wooded area to drive through, and we're there. As long as it keeps shifting up, we're still getting good traction. We're almost there. This is our exit. It snows a lot here. It seems like it's always snowing at this place. Here we are. Contract completed. Sawmill Blues. You made it. Good job. Not like we're getting paid for it, but never mind. Crafting zone is now available.